Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We are here with a new dialogue conversation about Womb Centered Astrology. We have this powerful full moon coming up in Libra. And today I feel it's going to be a very special talk and a very special episode, let's say. I'm Anca Lavinia, and I'm together with my dear friend Nicole. And before starting our talk, we invite you together with us to take a couple of deep breaths. Maybe close your eyes if you feel. And just bring your attention into your heart space. And breathe a couple of times, deeply, slowly. And this way we are all connecting on the same frequency. And then you can take your attention into your womb for a couple of breaths. So we're connecting to this deep, mysterious magic space to receive its messages. And you can set an intention to open up and receive today from this transmission all those energies, codes, remembering, activations that we are prepared for and that are in harmony with us at this moment in time. We thank the Great Mother and Father, Mother Earth, for sustaining us today and creating this space. A protective and warm space like a womb. And we're just becoming these open cauldrons or channels to receive. And take a couple of deep breaths again. We're thanking the planets for their messages, the sky for its wisdom and its blessings. And we're slowly coming back, remaining in the space, opening our eyes in our own time. So Nicole, do you want to share anything before we go into a little bit of astrology? No. Okay. What I want to share before sharing the chart, I also want you to see a little bit how the chart looks. We are living so powerful times, and I am in a very deep process these days. I'm also having my moon these days, and I feel that I'm very connected to my lineages, to my ancestry, and at the same time with the planet Pluto. This planet has a big role in the sky and for all of us right now. And the significance of Pluto is the one that destroys everything so that we can be reborn. It's correlated with the Phoenix and it rules Scorpio. It's the modern planet that rules Scorpio. And let's see, You can share the screen a little bit for like a few minutes to share the map, the chart. It's probably okay. This is the Zoom. Okay, so this is the chart. And we're gonna have this full moon in Libra. This is the moon, this is the Libra sign, and this is the sun in Aries. Full moon is when sun and moon are opposites, as you can see, perfect opposites. So what is Libra about and what is Aries about in a few words? The moon in Libra is gonna take us to this space of needing to know the truth, because Libra is about truth and justice and balance. So maybe something like this is gonna appear from inside of us, the need for justice and truth. And I remember, Nicole, that we talked about this a lot this past few days and weeks, maybe. This need for truth, for telling the truth, for calling the bullshit out, for being very, like with the sword of justice in our hands, in a way. And for me, that feels very empowering. And I see that my writing and my reminders on the Facebook page and on my profile became a little bit more into this fiery woman that it's like I'm shouting out, with the horn, wake up, wake up. Let's remember who we are. Let's remember about our power, because actually Libra, it's about justice, okay, but the sun here in Aries, it's about who I am, my courage.
And I was actually just thinking about that when you started speaking and, calling out the truth, because, yeah, that has come up for me very strong. So could we say that also because Libra, it's about bringing balance, so calling forward, or calling out the truth, it's also a way of bringing balance.
Yes, of course, of course. And if I'm gonna go a little bit further, because I don't want to make our dialogue only about the chart, I want to also share our feelings and emotions.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna go a little bit forward, this sun and moon here are doing a trine, which is a good aspect with all the planets here. Yeah, Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, Mars. They're actually, I'm sorry, they're not doing a trine. It's Venus doing a trine. They're actually doing a square, which is 90 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is like tensioned aspect.
90 degrees. So the moon, it's making 90 degrees with those planets.
Yes, and the sun is as well. So both of them, because they're like on the same degree, 18, see the axis here. Yeah. So the 90 degrees is somewhere here. If you unite like this, you see here is 90 degrees, if you count. Okay, in between. It's like math.
And 9 being completion, so it's also very interesting as well.
The square and the trines and the oppositions are like always part of the chart, also always part of natal charts. And yeah, but if you want to look at that way, sure. I've never thought of it like that. It can be, because the square is like a pushy aspect. It's something that we don't feel very comfortable with, but it pushes us beyond our limits so that we can solve that something that's coming up. And talking about the square, to if I'm looking here in the chart, the maybe for some people that know a little bit of astrology and they want to be more clear about it, see, it's a red square. It's exactly depicting what I said, the square. Okay, and the sun and the moon are squaring Jupiter, and they are also squaring Pluto. Okay, and it's about Pluto and Jupiter here actually are now conjunct. That means they are together hand in hand on the sky. They started this conjunction yesterday. They're going at perfect degree, at 0 degrees conjunction. That means very tight, very close. The maximum, if you want, of this conjunction on the 4th. Maybe you have heard that on the 4th and the 5th there will be worldwide meditations and very big weekend and important stuff going on. It's because of this, because the conjunction of Jupiter and Pluto in Capricorn, putting the focus and our attention again on the structures in the world, on the destruction and crumbling of old structures in the world. Some say that this is a peak of everything that's happening now in the world with this virus thing. And Jupiter being the magnifier, the one that makes it all maybe exaggerated or bigger, yeah, exaggerates or makes it bigger or makes it very important for us to see this power that is misused in the world. Maybe there will be some revealings, some secrets coming up. It's my feeling here. And we're, of course, we're not going to be comfortable with this because it's a square. It kind of pushes us in this area where we might have to deal with our shadows, with our fears, questioning ourselves, like, where is our power? Where is my power? Am I giving my power away? What am I doing with my power? What am I doing with my energy? Am I putting this in something constructive? Am I not? Am I just, waiting for others to solve whatever is coming up and happening? Or am I taking charge, the Aries? Do I know who I am? Am I being like in my integrity, in my harmony, in my inner peace, And also this thing here, the powerful conjunction between these two planets is sweetened, let's say. I always use this word sweet because with Venus, because it's so like Venus.
Mm-hmm.
It's sweetened by Venus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Venus makes a trine, which is a helpful aspect, a good aspect, a positive aspect. I mean, it's an easier aspect.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about a square, we talk about tight aspect, a difficult aspect, something we need to learn out of it, something that might be uncomfortable. Yeah. But when we talk about a trine, Venus making a trine with the planets here, it sweetens
mm-hmm.
what is going on, and is also important that Venus goes into Gemini same day, the 4th, okay, when this conjunction happens. So if you can see, there's a lot of energy, powerful energy directed not only to this full moon, but on the 4th, a few days before the full moon, which is on the 8th, in this area here, in this area of big structures, governments, multinational companies, economics, whatever big structures we built in the world, and that are not based on truth, on love, on peace, on integrity, are crumbling piece by piece. And Venus entering Gemini, so important here, makes us think about what is happening in a more gentle way, let's say. Helps us not be like needing to go to war, wanting to be very aggressive, maybe. Yeah, it brings this feminine sweetness of, let's see what we think about this, let's see how we think about this, let's see how we express ourselves, what words we use, how we talk to the people around us. Gemini is all about communication, okay? And it makes us pay more attention to the way we express ourselves in the world, and even in our relationships. So these are the most important aspects going on the sky right now. I can talk a little bit also about the Saturn here going into Aquarius. This happened already in March, 23rd of March, and it's coupled with Mars. They're making a conjunction in Aquarius. Saturn going into Aquarius, it's about the beginning of a new era. The the era of Aquarius. And everything that's going on now, this Pluto and Jupiter conjunction, the full moon going on, they're all supporting change and transformation. There's of course other things going on, but they're like secondary. These are the main things going on right now: the moving of Venus in Gemini, the Saturn going into Aquarius, and this big conjunction between Jupiter and Pluto, and the aspect that the moon and the sun makes with these planets here. So this axis here, moon and sun, is like, who am I in relation with the other? If I'm going to talk only about the full moon axis, who am I in relation with the other? Because Aries, it's about me, I am.
Yeah.
And Libra, it's about me and you. Relationship, collaboration.
Unity.
Together. The Aquarius, we're going into the Saturn in Aquarius, the Aquarius year that it's coming up, it's about unity. It's about progressive technology, progressive thinking, new thinking, original ideas, stuff that we may have never seen in our lives until now. That's going to come up. We might see some things going on that are really, really extraordinary. And it also, from my point of view, what I feel very deeply, and we had a conversation, I know, yesterday about the spirituality going on into the world and all kinds of teachers and, you know, this superficial way that everything has gone until now, everybody talking about everything, but not like walking the talk. This relates to Saturn in Aquarius, because Saturn means maturing, patience, becoming wise, if you want. So the spirituality, which is related to Aquarius in itself, is going to mature. We're going to become more responsible. And also, if I put it in correlation with the Venus in Gemini, we're going to become more responsible of what we say, of what we speak, of what we put in the world, of how we relate. God and universe and source and religion will be transformed as well, big time. Because we'll be able to discern more with the Saturn here. It brings discernment. Each of us will take more and more responsibility in the world. Of course, it's about the individual self. What's my unique gifts? Who am I in the world? What am I putting out there? And also about collective. One, but you know, individuals making one. And see, this is what is going on now in the world. We're all individuals separated in our homes, going to a deep dive within to search our soul, to search who we are, what we're here to do in this world, what we're putting out in the world, what we believe in, what's our core. And in the same time, what is going on, and we can see it, is we're all coming together. Because there's a lot of meditations going on. There's a lot of offerings now that are for free, and people come together just to connect. It's this need for connection going on.
Yeah, and I wanted to mention, as you brought it up earlier, the crumbling of, you know, the outdated,
Yes.
obsolete system.
Yes.
And how this is actually taking place in the outside, but as well as in the inside. So
I'm getting chills.
Yeah, we were talking before, and I feel that how this week has been for me really about just being and not doing.
Yes.
And I can feel and observe that there is, you know, crumbling happening within. So shedding. I just also had my moon last week, you know, and while I was in my moon, I really wanted to stay in the like dark, you know, in the dark room, and you know, if I could, to be in a cave and
Yes.
stay in the dark cave, you know, and like in the womb of Mother Earth, and shed right there. I would had really loved to do that, but of course it was not possible, so I had to do that in my bedroom. And although it's not conscious what it's being what it's crumbling inside, but you know, I feel that there is a lot of this like this entire week, you know, I just wanted to be no action, no doing,
Yes.
and just staying and being, not trying to change anything, or you know, that was not particular or specifically emotions coming up, you know, but just, of course, we work with things that we are journeying into the conscious menstruation, so there is specific things related to that, but you know, overall, just, you know,
Being.
being. And as we were talking earlier, like the approach of tomorrow, which is the peak of this conjunction.
Yes.
So it's a very interesting thing to observe.
To observe, yeah. Also, I was observing this inner crumbling, and in the same time, from the inner crumbling, I feel so much inner rising, because what I want to share is everything that is going on and that might seem harsh or difficult, or you know, emotions coming up, this sense or feeling of everything being destroyed, of worrying like what's gonna happen. It's just the old world crumbling, and inside of me personally, it's this rules and emotions from my lineage, this wounding from my lineage going on, and not only from my lineage, because I feel it goes very far, like ancestry type of feeling and connection that I have, all this religious dogma that has been so powerful in our lives, putting fear inside of us a lot and constricting us as women. I feel how this has a very big impact in me right now.
Yes.
I want to break free. I feel that okay, it's kind of painful and it's very deep. I'm releasing a lot, but in the same time, I have these images of me breaking free of all of it, of all of this old things, old wounding, old constrictive way of functioning and being in the world.
Yes.
And in a level, in a certain level, this happens with everybody. And I invite you, the ones that are watching us, to take a minute, take a break from everything that's going on, and go inside of you and notice, observe, or ask yourselves, what is time to let crumble inside? What has been completed? What is there that, you know, it's old ways. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to think that in that way anymore. I don't want to function in that way anymore. I don't want to be in the world in that way anymore. What is there? What is the opportunity here for us, for each of us? Because everything that is going on right now, I think I mentioned it in the first talk we had, is pointing to inner contemplation, inner connection, going back to our soul, to our core, going back into the womb, if you'd like, you know, and being there and connecting with our true spirituality.
Yes.
remembering and asking ourselves why we're here.
Yeah.
Putting a stop to all the madness going on around us, disconnecting from that, and really taking a deep dive within.
Yeah.
Because someone said, and I liked this comparison. I think Lee Harris, it's someone that I follow and really like, with energetic updates. We are going on now as humanity through a time that is, we can compare it with Atlantis going down. The old ways, old civilizations of Atlantis and Lemuria and old civilizations that have been, it's like a reset, complete reset. So actually, it is nothing to worry about if you have a good relationship with your heart and with your inner self and with God and Source and, Divine Mother and Divine Father and Earth. If you have a good connection, this is what I'm like really recommending. Work on those connections. Now it's time to do that so that you can feel safe, so that you can feel that you're supported to go through all of it, like a small green bud that needs to go out of the ground. And it's struggling a little bit to do that. It doesn't have enough, maybe power, but it does it because the ground supports it, because the sun supports it, because the divine and the earth are there to help it. Doesn't matter if it rains, doesn't matter if animals come, doesn't matter if earthquakes are happening, doesn't matter if it's a drought, doesn't matter, because it is sustained to just go up. This is what's happening to us now. We are being reborn. I'm feeling a lot of emotions and I am emotional, but this is being vulnerable, and this is being who I am. This is being who you are. This is being us without masks, talking about masks. Us without masks.
Yeah, I think I share with you that one day I went out and as I was like watching everyone around with masks, I just had this like insight. I'm like, is it so interesting that right now we're like being asked to wear masks, and what is the relation of wearing masks, okay, like, okay, to protect and etc., but into wearing the masks that we have been wearing.
Yes.
So
it's a nice connection.
Yeah, I mean, it's anyways,
let's take our masks off, the ones that we just wear.
Yeah, when actually we're asked to remove the masks, and then to protect, protect just ourselves or others, because of a virus, like wear the mask. But what I wanted to share and add is, see if I can remember, but it was that, yes. So I've been saying this, that we are active participants, of the shifts that are undergoing. And as active participants, like, there is, no way that we're not gonna experience a full spectrum of emotions, so yes, we choose to stick or to stay with trust and love, but it's okay also to navigate through other emotions. So it's okay to feel maybe worry and to feel afraid or anger, and like wanting to call the truth. And it's just important to see that, if those emotions are coming up, because actually they're part of this crumbling of this inner and outer
cleansing. It's like
the crumbling, like, like it's, I cannot just feel love, when actually there are inner things that are being deconstructed, or they're melting, or they're being they're crumbling down. So yeah, of course, I might feel grief, or I might feel anger, or I might feel fear, you know, and that's okay. It's just knowing when actually you're staying there too long, you know, and or if you're feeling those emotions, what can you do, you know, like maybe you can journal, or maybe you can draw, you know, and in a way of to release that, maybe you can move your body, you know, and express those emotions through movement. So then actually you allow them to move through you, you know,
Yes.
instead of denying them and saying, because I just want to mention that, because for me, it's very important right now that we recognize that we are active participants, in the sense that we are uh, um, vibrating a frequency constantly, and what we are vibrating or emanating, it's affecting this huge
Yes.
wall,
And
right?
we're creating this way. This is how we create our future.
Yes,
Yeah.
but if we, like, you know, if we are crumbling from within, that's also helping the crumbling that it's happening collectively. So
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
talking earlier before we started recording, and we said, okay, let's start recording.
Yeah.
So yeah, as maybe we can call it patriarchy, or we can say, you know, as the system that, as I said earlier, it's outdated, you know, and obsolete, and it's not really serving us any longer. It's sort of crumbling down outside. It's also happening inside. And if we, even if
Allow.
we're not conscious of what is that
Yeah.
it's being shed, you know, from
Yeah.
within, but we feel, but and we do that in a conscious way, you know, either through, as I said, movement, journaling, or just simply allowing, you know, in a conscious way, allowing those emotions to move through. And of course, you can get support if you're not able to do that in your own, which sometimes is not possible, and you need
Yes.
support. You might need a friend, you might need a, you know, a mentor or a therapist. But it's important that you become present, so you know what's happening in your inner world, you know, and you let it crumble down. Because even if we are not, if we don't want to be part of the system, you know, and maybe we have not been fully part of the system for quite, like, I can see this for myself, you know, I haven't been part of the system for many years, but still I am part of the system.
There, you're functioning in it. Yeah.
There's, you know, unless you go and you stay in the mountains or in nature,
In a cave. Yeah.
well, then you completely not in it. Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
only way, which I know that this is not my path. You
Yeah.
know, I did not come to this earth to actually experience that. You know, I came actually here to go through this full spectrum of emotions and situations. So this way, yeah, you're gonna be affected, you're gonna be part of the system. So as it crumbles down, it crumbles inside. And this is the very, very important aspect of being an active participant of the changes that are coming. So
Yes.
what is it that actually does not, you know, the belief systems, the conditionings, or all of it that I have inherited from my ancestors, or I have inherited from this experience, this time in this planet, that I'm ready to menstruate it, you know. And I just want to say, because this is something that keeps coming to me very strong. And you know, as I'm teaching conscious menstruation, and I'm very passionate about that, I've also had this vision of women gifting their blood to the earth right now, you know, and how that's so important, because we are menstruating collectively, like, you know, this aspect um, of death, you
Yes.
know, like coming up, you
Yeah.
know. And yesterday I was speaking with my partner about this, you know, and like, yes, we can look at death in many angles, but I feel that right now death, it's also representing the hidden, the unknown aspect of the feminine that has been hidden under the rug for so long, and it's like, and it can also be related to, the darkness, not as a negative thing, but that space within where all can be created, where all can be, where the womb space, where all life can be, can blossom from it, but there is also a process of like dying, releasing, letting go. And you were speaking about Pluto, I don't know if you spoke here or earlier.
Yes.
So
Pluto, that is death.
Yeah. So as collectively, humanity, it's having to deal with this deadly virus that it's killing so many people, which is, I'm sorry, bullshit. Because there's many things that are killing many people, constantly, and
we're not making any fuss about it.
So, but yes, it's good that it's being made talk about it, because yes, it's a deadly virus. So, what is our relationship with that?
With death, this is one of the most important things we're now putting to face as humanity and as individuals. Death. What is my relationship with death? What am I really fearing here?
Yes.
What do I need to look at right now, and what do I need to embrace? One of my good friends said something very nice the other day about dying and death, to start being aware that each day something in us dies, and we're constantly dying and being reborn. And dying is not bad. It gives us the opportunity to be reborn. And even if we talk about this physical dying that is going on, if you want to go more in depth into this, we can talk for days. The body stays here because the body is the vessel that we chose to be able to navigate this world. It's the temple and the vessel we chose for this world. And this in itself says, I am not my body. The body is part of me. So I'm just leaving my body behind when the time comes, when my mission here is done, when my objectives are done, when what I had to do, I did, and I completed it. I just leave my body behind, and I just go and do my other things in the other realms. And I don't care if this sounds however it sounds. This is my truth, and this is what I feel that is going on. And I always knew, since I was a kid, somehow I knew I had the sense that death is not the end, and that when it comes, it's just a passing, and that we really need to work our relationship with this, and start shifting our perspective about it. In the old times, talking about the Dacians and maybe other cultures as well, they were celebrating death, and they were grieving when someone was born.
Grieving when someone
was born, like the reverse, because the high, beautiful, free spirit that we are was confined in this little tiny body, in this little tiny world, let's say like that. And when somebody just went away, they celebrated, and there are still cultures where they celebrate that. I recommend, now it came to me, the movie Captain Fantastic. Okay, where we can see some of that celebration and how it's done. When you just leave the body here, and it's in a metaphorical way, or in a deeper sense, in a subtle way, as you said, we are dying at all levels. We are going to this purge and purifying of old beliefs, old patterns, fears, and all that we need to release now. And to accept that we cannot control what is happening and what is going to happen, but we can control how we react, what we do with ourselves, what we feel, what we choose. As you said, we're active participants. We can control this.
we cannot control the outcome, but we can
Yeah.
co-create with
But
it.
in a way, we can create it. We can create it. Sure.
So
Yep.
what is it that, you know, what is it that we want? And this is something to ask these days, you know, what is it that I want for the world? And then, yeah, what is it that I'm ready to let die? And for, you know, for us women, we actually are gifted with our menstrual cycle. So every month we actually have this opportunity to release and let die, and then be reborn again. You know, if we are reclaiming our cyclical nature and the power of our menstrual cycle.
Yes.
So,
yes.
And I think this is the right timing of remembering that, you know, and remembering and reclaiming that.
Yes.
It's like very, very important. So if you're not, if you're, you know, still struggling or denying, you know, this gift that is your menstruation, then it's the time to look inside, you know, and go and search about it and learn about the gifts that this time can bring to you.
I feel that we should go towards wrapping this up.
Yeah.
And maybe for this full moon happening on the 8th, we can observe what is coming to light, where the light is actually shining, what is revealing in ourselves. And, you know, ask these questions we talked about, answer to them maybe in writing, and release. Actually do a ritual. If you feel like it, do a ritual, write it down, burn the paper with this intention of releasing. Do some intentions, do some conscious breathing of releasing from your body. Let yourself die, because this is the only way we can be reborn as individuals and as humanity.
Yeah.
And of course, you can always write to us. We are here to support you. We can work together, me and Nicole, with you if you resonate with any of us. And feel free to share this information if it makes sense for you, and if it touches you, share it. It is important for more people to know this, to receive this. Also subscribe to the channels that we have on YouTube. Yeah, it's Womb Bliss and Anca Lavinia, so you are always kept in the loop and you know when we post something new. Follow us on Facebook, Womb Bliss. Yeah, correct. Okay, and Anca Lavinia Flora. I'm gonna leave in the description. We're gonna put in this description as well these details, so you can be in contact with us at any time. And yeah, if you wanna add something or end up with something.
I want to add that that also Libra is air. So what has come for me,
yes,
as well, is that it's a good time to actually connect with you know, the center of the Milky Way. So to actually go and you know, maybe just do a little breathing and feel into your connection through your womb to the cosmic womb and the womb of our galaxy. I think we should wrap it up here, but maybe for just a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
We can just close our eyes, and I just want to invite you to again drop your awareness down to your womb space, and this you can do it alone as well. So you can just invite your breath and your awareness to descend down to your pelvis, to the chalice of your feminine being. And just breathe here, feel soft and gentle breaths. And bring your awareness to your womb. Feeling this, the darkness, the potentiality that it's present here in this fertile space. Just breathe here for a few moments. Surrendering to the unknown, to that we cannot see or grasp, but we can feel. And just imagine a thread of silver, a cord of silver light that connects you to the center of the galaxy. As you bring to your inner vision the center of our galaxy. And just breathe and feel your connection through your womb to the cosmic womb, to the womb of our galaxy. And just breathe here for a few moments as your intention, it's more than enough. And just feeling your body being showered with this cosmic liquid light. From the cosmic womb. And just take a few breaths, allowing your body to be nourished. Allowing your cells to receive this cosmic milk. Whenever you're ready, you can feel the room, the space around you. In your own time, you can open your eyes. And just do this in your own way. Just take some time in the coming days to breathe into your womb and feel your connection to the womb of our galaxy, or the cosmic womb, with nowhere to go but just simply being receptive and open to feel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Stay present.
Thank you.